Good day and welcome to the Sport Rep Show. I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraitha, with yet another news update. And now for your latest on the hit list. Coach Fortune Eichab is over the moon after steering the Namibian Police football team to its first ever league promotion. Nampol FC won the first division with 53 points and a game to spare. The entire team is in dreamland right now because of their accomplishment. Everyone in the camp is proud of how far they have come. As a coach, I feel proud that the players did it with style, Eichab said. The team only lost twice in 21 matches while dropping 2 points on 2 occasions. Nampol managed to score 59 goals while conceding only 19. They have the second best defensive record after Namibia Correctional Services. The NSC team fell short of winning the title after collecting 45 points so far. This means they will not be able to attain 53 points even if they were to win all their remaining matches. The team was awarded with a trophy before the last matches were played. The Arnold Sports Festival, Africa International Federation of Bodybuilding and Fitness South Africa, International Bodybuilding, Namibia's Swakopmund, 6 bodybuilding athletes from Swakopmund who participated in the Sunfirst Bodybuilding and Fitness Classic last year have been selected to compete at the Arnold Amateur Bodybuilding Competition from 18 to 20 May in South Africa. The athletes are Adri Meyer, Maricha Rabi, Reese Bowman, Christine Fusser, B. Viljoen, and Ian Bekes. The 2 officials from Swakopmund, Aletta Bowman and Henny Stein, will accompany them. President of the International Bodybuilding and Fitness Namibia, Bowman, said Tanya Roth, a Namibian elite pro bikini athlete who gained her elite pro card in Austria, is the only athlete who will compete in this division. Friday night's international lightweight clash between Namibia's Zakaria Desert Storm Lucas and Issa Piri of Zimbabwe ended in the Namibians' favor. The 6-rounder was an exciting fight, allowing Lucas to dominate the little-known Zimbabwean as he was dropped twice in the 4th and 5th rounds. Speaking from Gaborone after the fight, Lucas said the game plan was to push hard and get a win. He, however, added that he faced a tough opponent by the name of Piri. Looking to the future prospects, he said he will head back to the gym and see how it goes. The fight was one of the undercuts for the Botswana Super Bantamweight national title bout between Orakabile Motibehi and therefore Letsigwane, which the latter won. We will now visit the marketplace before the hit list continues. The junior men's race at Saturday's Nedbank UCI Class 1 cross-country mountain biking event at Farm Windhoek was always going to be one of the most anticipated races of the day. Junior men's race included both of Namibia's world-ranked riders Kevin Lowe and Daniel Hahn, who were up against The top three, South Africa, Ernest Roots, Massimiliano Ambrosi and Justin Swanepoel. Kevin Lowe started aggressively and took the early lead, but in the after effects of an illness last week, he could not maintain the pace. The race was won by Massimiliano Ambrosi of South Africa, who throughout the 5 laps was closely followed by Daniel Hahn of Namibia. We caught up with Daniel Hahn after the race.
How's it?
Right, so with us Daniel Hahn, who came second in the men's junior race.
Thank you.
Just tell us about how the race developed for you.
So I didn't want to push it too much today, as I just came off an injury about 5 weeks ago. I managed to ride with the Cannondale team who was here for training camp, and I managed to have a bit of a tumble and I managed to break my wrist in 2 spots. So I was out from the open mountain bike and trails for 5 weeks now, and I've been sitting on the trainer doing some good work, maybe a bit more like longer sessions, not too much race practice, which I was a bit worried about coming into this race with all the SA guys. But I started a bit slower just to see how the first lap feels, and I must say I think I cleared some cobwebs out of my lungs, but then I just started settling into a rhythm, started riding with Massey, and we started opening a gap to the other SA guys, and then we managed to catch Kevin, who was a bit in front, and then we managed to drop him and get a good lead, and we just gradually opened the gap. And then the last lap was sort of every man for themselves, and then I tried to get past him a couple times, but I was feeling the time off the bike, and yeah, basically he was really strong today and just kept it so consistent the whole race, and I'm actually proud of him. And then in the last corner I just managed to slide out a little bit and then just lost his wheel.
Oh yeah, so apart from that slide, do you think you would have managed to maybe put in over that short distance to the line?
I mean, anything can happen, even in the last corner, like what happened to me, you can slide out, so I just kept my head up till the last corner, and then unfortunately I slid out, but I feel they've lengthened the sprint a bit, so there's still a possibility to get past if you've got the legs.
Okay, so looking forward, what are the prospects for you going in the next
period? Looking forward now is starting to do a bit more trail training to get the speed back up, and then I'll probably head down to South Africa again in Bloemfontein for a Cat 2 SA Cup, and then that's at the end of May, and we'll take it from there, every race at a time, I guess.
All right, thanks a lot. Keep well.
Shot.
In an action-packed match on Saturday afternoon, Trustcore United 1 and FNB Rehoboth Rugby Club 1 scored 7 and 5 respectively for a total of 12 tries at the Hagegeenkop Stadium in Windhoek. This includes a penalty try in the final seconds of the clash against United. Despite the final scoreline of 46-31 being somewhat flattering to United on Saturday, this victory did not come at that easy at all for the Philistines. Shortly before the halftime break, United held a 24-5 points lead, but Rehoboth found overdrive after a good set faces for their second try to turn the score to 24-10 at halftime. A rejuvenated Rehoboth squad returned with a vigor and new plans for the second half. Unfortunately, Rehoboth's place kicker arrived without his kicking the boots. Scrum half Michael Bush could only convert 2 of his team's 4 tries. Tilman van Deel compiled the highlights for us. Saturday's NRU League clash at the Wanderers featured the first teams of the FNB Wanderers and FNB Kudus from Walvis Bay, who started the weekend in positions 1 and 3 in the standings. After Wanderers had been in the lead throughout the match by 10 points at one stage, Kudus launched a fight back to eventually tie the score at 19-all when the final whistle went. Although this result led both teams sharing the points and each moving down 1 spot on the log, Kudus head coach Gavin Esterhazen says the Walvis Bay team will keep focused on the goals. Andrew Pullman has this for us.
So we are with Kudus coach Gavin Esterhazen. So just drew this match 19-all against Wanderers at Wanderers. I think this means that United goes to the top. I think they got full points in their match. So tell us about this match and your summary of what happened here today.
It was a hard game. We were 90% of the game we were trailing the score. I can just say from my side and from the team, they really showed courage with the fight till the end. They didn't give up, and that I should tell the rest of the guys in the league that you must beware, because we'll fight till the end and prove a point. We're climbing every step. So the guys that are facing us next is Suburbs. Suburbs playing in Walvis Bay. I want to invite all the supporters in Walvis Bay to come out and support us. You want to enjoy the rugby. We are here to make a statement.
Were there any aspects specifically of the game that you thought were vital?
There were a couple, but we need to adapt. So we can't put blame on certain issues that we can't change. So we will fight even though everybody is against us or the play is against us. We will fight till the end. We will absorb and we'll reflect and we'll reset.
Were there any individuals on your side that you thought had an excellent match?
I personally, I don't like to give one guy credit. I'll give the whole team credit because the whole team pitched today. We had a couple of early injuries, which we lost a couple of guys. But the guys that came up, they stepped up. And every guy that came up, he brought his pound of meat to the table.
Okay, so you guys reached the semi-final last year. Do you think you guys are on course to do it again?
We're going to take it step by step. First the next game. There are basically 12 blocks till we get there. So we're going to take it step by step and take it. So yeah.
All the best.
Yeah.
The spotlight is up next after the break.
Hey, don't worry about the car, boss. I checked nice.
Thank you, but it's okay, ne? F&B Insurance. Checks nicer.
No.
At F&B Insurance, we provide cover for all your valuables, from your car to your laptop to your phone. F&B Insurance. You value it, we cover it. T's and C's apply.
The next days are not a measurement of time, but the distance from here to the finish line. For the race you are running, for your kids, your career, your health, your future. Not away, but towards it. While the voice in your head reminds you, it won't be easy. But by simply swinging your feet towards the floor, you've taken the first step. Grow for it with Stamino Grow. 5-in-1 supplement available at all leading pharmacies.
Earlier today at the Palm Hotel in Windhoek, the MTC Nestor Sunshine Tobias and Fitness Academy announced the big fights that are upcoming. Philippus Ngitumbua versus John Casemiro, that will be on the 13th of May in Manila, the Philippines. Jeremiah Nakathila versus Raymond Motala on the 20th of May, that is in Las Vegas, USA. Matthias Hayter versus Hopi Price on the 1st of July, UK, London. Here is Tobias to tell us more about what to expect from the local champions.
This is just to send off our boxers to show them love and the interest of their fight. It's one of the biggest achievements in the boxing in Namibia. We have 3 guys fighting international at the same time, and for big fights. We're starting with Philippus Ngitumbua Energy, who's going to fight in the Philippines, Manila, on the 13th May. That fight will be against Casemiro. Casemiro is a well-known boxer in the world, 3-time world champion. Hey, and he's going to fight in one of the biggest venues in the world, in Manila, where Muhammad Ali fought Joe Frazier. And that fight still now is still is the best ever heavyweight to take place on this planet. And of course, after the 13th of May, we move on to Las Vegas and USA, where we're going to have Loki, Jeremiah Nakathira, who's going to fight against the international prospect, Raymond Marutara. That fight is going to be over 10 rounds. It's going to be undercard of one of the biggest fights of the year when Lomachenko is going to challenge David Haney for the undisputed lightweight title. That is, like I say, is one of the biggest fight of the year. Because when you talk about championship, unification, everybody wants to become a world champion. And when you are a unified champion, of course you are number one, you know. So that is what I'm doing. And then we move on to UK, where we have Mateo Seita, who's going to fight a kid called Hoppy Price. That fight was scheduled for the 27th May, but now we move to the 1st July. That's going to be in the UK, and that is a good fight for Heita, the beast. And of course, I expect these boys to do very well there, and for sure they got a big challenge to put them there on top in the world, because they are in a good shape. They got talent, they got the good coaches, and now they are ready. And there's been enough time to prepare for this fight.
Okay, Nestor, it's a big fight coming up. How important do you think the fight is for the growth of boxing in Namibia?
Of course, that shows us boxing is number one sport in Namibia, like I said. And we've been working very hard, and we can see today boxing in Namibia is growing, and this is also a good encouragement for the other kids on the grassroots, the amateur, the prospect of in professional and so on. So that shows that there's a chance for everybody. Everybody got a chance to get somewhere. Everybody get a chance. Boxing give hope for these kids, you know. And you know, boxing, like I said, sport is business. Not only boxing, sport is just business. It's a way to create employment. It's the easiest way to create employment, I believe. And this is also a good example to the government and other corporates to invest more in sport, to take the youth off the street.
Now that we approach the 2023 Rugby World Cup, Namibian Media Holdings is proud to announce that we will be having a special program which will cover some great moments and interviews until the month of October. Let us hear more from the CEO of Namibian Media Holdings, Albi Botter, on the fun that's about to unfold.
It takes heart and all the soul. A head stuck in the game. It takes every bone in your body, all the blood in your veins. And then more blood, and more sweat, more tears, all your hopes and your dreams. It takes conquering fears. It's late nights and weekends. 6 to 6s, 9 to 5s. It takes sacrifice and suffering every moment of our lives. It takes kick after kick, being kicked when you're down. It takes fighting for hours for inches of ground. It takes every last line out, every last second spent. It takes absolute devotion. It takes 100%.
See Namibia win again. It is unbelievable to be part of a global platform like the Rugby World Cup and to experience a country, not the game itself, but everything around the game. Japan was just something very special, and I know France will be the same. So do challenge you, be part of this wonderful journey. And if you're the lucky winner, which Henny will explain just now how it works, it'll be wonderful. But just share with us the experience. In 2019, we were able to cross over live to every single stadium where we were playing as a country and just share those wonderful experiences live. And right now it sounds like old school, but in 2019 we were by far the most cutting edge way of communicating in the world. No one else was doing what we were doing. I understand how satellite television works and satellite connections work and all those wonderful satellite things. We were using ordinary cell phones to communicate and capturing those moments and capturing real energy moments, including receiving tsunami messages that the tsunami is now in the northern parts of Japan, which is by far the most beautiful part of Japan. And the whole experience of seeing the tsunami and how it devastated the northern parts and how we were devastated as rugby followers, hearing people from Japan speak Afrikaans, which is just something very special. Experiencing how the dikes of Japan were working for the first time, because a couple of years before then, that whole area was flooded through the same logics of tsunami. So please be part of this wonderful journey. Follow us on our social media pages, but at the same time, be part of this wonderful journey of the Rugby World Cup, which will start in September. Watch it on DSTV. Watch the experience that they share. It is really something very, very special to be part of. And we're very proud this year again to
Namibia, who lead the All Blacks. Half an hour gone, there is 1 point in it between mighty New Zealand and unheralded, written off Namibia.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news and starting off with soccer news first, and it's in the English Premier League. It's still a big fight for relegation or to avoid relegation for many teams at the bottom of the English Premier League. There's 20 teams in the English Premier League, 3 of them at the bottom go down and 3 other teams come up for the new season. And so the 3 teams that's at the moment in the bottom is Nottingham Forest at number 18, number 19 is Everton, and then it is Southampton in the 20th position. Big result last night was Leicester Leicester City that played at home against Everton, and that game ended in a 2-2 draw. So it's a 1 point each for every team. A win would have been amazing for both of them for the relegation fight. At the moment, Leicester City still in the relegation zone. They've got also 30 league points, and they're in 16th position. Going on to what's happening for both these teams in the next weekend, it is Leicester City that now travel to Fulham, and it is Everton that travel to Brighton. So big games for both of them coming up. A few games left still in the season for the English Premier League to conclude. Going on to tennis news, and it's the Madrid Open that continues. It is a thousands tournament, meaning that all the top seeds in the world play in this, men's and women's side in action. Firstly, let's go to the men's side, and there it is number 2 seed Daniil Medvedev safely through. That was in the round of 32. He played against Alexander Shovkana, and he beat him by 4-6, 6-1, 7-5. He dropped the first set, but came back in the second and third set. Then also Taylor Fritz of America, he's safely through. He's the 8th seed. He beat Christian Garin by 6-1 and 7-6. And then number 4 seed Stefanos Tsitsipas, one of the favorites, a very strong player on clay, and he beat Sebastian Bios by 7-5, 3-6 and 6-3 to also advance. And one of the top seeds, higher seeds, the number 9 seed Francis Tiafoe of the USA, he's out. He lost to Pablo Koshin, the score 6-1, 7-6, and it is Francis Tiafoe, not known to be a good player on clay.
Thank you so much, Ari. Well, that brings us to the end of today's show. Catch the Sport Wrap tomorrow at the same time and place. Goodbye.